it's a die that you can roll and it will tell you what you should be doing. So it's 6-sided. This one, of course, is my favorite side. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Quilting Central podcast. My name is Angie Dugan. I'm with the Quilting Connection, and we are on air. And I am here today with
Cathy from Fabric Bash. This time I'm in South Dakota with my nice buffalo design wall behind me, but also Omaha, Nebraska as well.
And Julie from Two Chicks Quilting in Ganado, Texas. And it is not near as cold as it here as it is there where you guys are. So
nope, -5 today. Feels great.
So we've been having 64-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So that's been besides the cold. So you go outside and it just it's interesting. So it's all good.
But besides the weather report, today we wanted to talk to you guys about something that we get asked a lot. Where do you find inspiration for quilting? So we wanted to show you some ideas and some things that we use to help inspire us because, you know, sometimes we get bored and we need inspiration too. So we hope that you'll tune into this episode and then give us your feedback on where you find inspiration for quilting too. So who wants to start us off? What do you guys got?
Well, I have one thing that just dawned on me as we give each other inspiration. So,
yes.
you know, going to classes at your local quilt shop, watching, following us online, both here on this podcast and in our individual shops, that is a lot of inspiration. Like we do long arm club at my shop, and every third Saturday we have long arm club, and anybody can come and just talking to each other and walking each other through what we're doing. That is a ton of inspiration. So I think that's one thing you got to think about.
Yeah.
Oh, I love nature. I love anything. I guess because I am a long armer, if I'm in a meeting, my eyeballs might not be on the person, but I'm finding designs in the grid work on the wall, on the wallpaper. I love hotels. Hotels are the bomb for finding inspiration. Like it's almost like overload sometimes, depending on some of them, but I think it's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is a cop-out. I don't mean to sound like a cop-out, but I feel like I was just, when I was flying home from Symposium, I happened to have a very clear day, and for the first time in a long time, not flying in at 10:30 at night. So I got to look out the window and see all of the farmland, all of the rivers, all of the beautiful nature, but yet farming inspiration.
Yeah. Neat. I know. So you are not alone. If you've ever wanted to like stop in the middle of a hotel or look at something in the rug and draw out that design.
How many of us have 10,000 pictures on our phone of a floor or a wall or a curtain or a chandelier in a hotel? Like that is, I think a quilter just automatically sees those things that other people just look at it like it's this crazy carpet, right? So it's really funny when I come home from somewhere and I'm scrolling through the pictures I took and the random pictures of something just because it caught my eye, the tile in the bathroom or something that caught my eye to say, that's cool.
I got a confession to make. I was at church and this lady's sweater in front of me just like amazed me. And I took out my phone and I was like, took her back of her sweater was like amazing.
I love it.
So inspiration is everywhere in any form you can think of. As a quilter, we kind of tend to spot those things, but there's also inspiration in other places that are a little more honed in for what we actually are doing, right? Like it's not a hotel carpet book, but we have books and fabric and all kinds of things.
I think I'm going to make that book, Julie, a hotel carpet book.
There you
I
go.
probably take the pages, like get the artwork off my phone right now because I have, a million pictures on there. So I'm sure we could get enough to make a book.
I love it.
But there are more concrete books or inspirations to get to. Absolutely.
Yes.
One thing that, Billy Rue is a good friend of ours. He's a free spirit designer, fabric designer, and he's also an architect. And the first, I sat down and talked to him about one of his first lines. I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one. And he was telling me like this one fabric, he goes, you know what that is? And I'm like, what? He goes, it's the plate, the manhole cover. It's a manhole cover. Like that's what inspired him to design that fabric. And I was like, what? Manhole cover. And then he started showing me a few other things. Like he had this really cool star design in his fabric, and he's an architect. So, those rulers that have like 3 sides. And so it was the star that ruler forms. It was like you're looking at the end of that ruler. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that is the coolest thing. Like that is where he got his inspiration to design some of his fabrics. And every time I talk to him about his designs and he tells me, what it came from, and I'm like, now that you say that, I see it. But if he wouldn't have said that's a manhole cover, I would have never put that together.
So now you have to go hunting in his fabrics and be like, what would that?
What would that be?
Like a puzzle. I like it. So I have to show a fun thing. My employee Karen got me this for Christmas this year. I saw them on Amazon too. It's a die that you can roll and it will tell you what you should be doing. So it's 6-sided. This one, of course, is my favorite side.
By fabric.
By fabric. Oh, this is my least favorite side.
Oh, bind a quilt. Oh.
Yeah. Did I miss one? Oh, and then start a new project. So there's 6 sides to this. It's super cute. And then you just roll it. And then whatever it lands on, that's what you would do. And if you're like, I don't want to organize, you can re-roll. It's okay. You can take another roll.
Redo.
Redo. I feel like those inspirations help us when we get stuck. Or we taught a class here in Rapid the other day on paper piecing. And one lady she struggles with not being spontaneous, right? So how can you sometimes go from that whole concrete where you have to lay it out completely on the wall to being spontaneous? And she actually came up with one of the really great suggestions. She was putting together this quilt that was going to be for somebody else, and she had them design it on the wall and then put it together. So that helped her get outside of her box of this can't be next to this or vice versa. So sometimes I think inspiration is also when we get stuck because we're too concrete in something.
Yeah.
So
I thought about something while Angie was showing her dice. We got these new little calendars, and I don't have one in the shop, but it's a 365 day little flip calendar, and every day has a different quilt block. And so if you just need something you don't have to think about, you can just flip that every day and get a new quilt block. And hey, if you can't, you're not going to be able to make a block 365 days out of the year, right? So if you come to a block you really don't want to do, you can just skip that one. But I thought it was very interesting that just, if you just need something to make sure you do that little bit of sewing every day, or try to do that little bit every day that you don't have to think about, something like that's also pretty cool.
Yeah. And speaking of 365, I also have this book. Have you guys seen this one?
With Leah Day.
Yeah.
That's for long arm quilting inspiration.
Yeah. Or domestic machine.
That was for piecing. So
yeah. And this could be domestic machine too. So I did see on her website that this printed book is sold out, but you can still get a digital copy of it. So it's just different design ideas for 365 days of the year. And same thing, pick one that you like, take 10 minutes, practice it, and get that little practice in every single day. So this is by Leah Day, and her website is just leahday.com, right? Yeah. leahday.com, leahday.com. But you get the digital version.
Yeah. So, they say if you're supposed to, practice something for 30 minutes a day. And I'm going to do that, but tomorrow I got to do 3 weeks worth of quilting because I haven't done it
Mm-hmm.
in a while. So, those books though, when you get stuck on doing a quilt,
Mm-hmm.
go back and look at those inspiration designs and things to get yourself sparked to continue on.
And I always tell people, if you are going to design or doodle or draw and you're taking inspiration from somebody else's drawings, you're going to put your own signature on that. It's never going to look exactly like hers. You're going to put your own twist on it, but make sure when you do draw that, put the date that you did that drawing on that piece of paper. So then the next time you do it, put the date on that one. And then after 10 times of doing it, you will see that progression and you will see that, oh, wow, that is changing and I am getting better. And this is my signature twist to that design, not necessarily an exact copy, but you'll put your own little twist on it.
Well, Tracy Russell, APQS dealer up in Canada, and she's got a phenomenal, if you want to talk about somebody who's another inspirational for free motion quilting, she has some series on YouTube that I would highly suggest for everybody to watch. She's got 4 series of 100 designs that she did for under 3 minutes. And she also talks about if you start a design book and a sketchbook, hold on to them and look back at them to see where you've come from, because it's so important. Yep. And then you can also reuse your design books as inspiration.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So another place I get inspiration as far as quilting, but I prefer to do quilting using the computer. So I don't have to think quite so hard about it, but you do have to think about it when you're picking your designs, because I like to take inspiration from my fabrics. So this little fabric right here has some bees in it and some little flowers.
Cute.
So I would definitely find a bee design or some sort of floral design to quilt on a quilt made with this. Here's another one with a big rose type flower. There's a ton of different flowers, but if you have a rose in your quilt, you don't want to put a tulip design, right? So, you kind of have to kind of look at that and pull from your fabrics, the design that's in your fabrics too, when you're quilting.
Right. Speaking of that, I have a few more samples if you want to talk about them.
Yeah, show us.
So, so I love this guy right here. He's not turning up as a very good color. There we go. There's the color. But mushrooms and the moths. But on there, let me see if I can find Mr. Firefly.
Yeah, dragonfly. Yep.
Or dragonfly, yeah. Dragonfly, firefly, all of that stuff. I think this is would be so much fun just to look at some of that and add a great design on that. Or we're looking at things that are military too, right? We're cutting this kit up right now and we have all of these dog tags. I think dog tags would be great, but it would also probably compete with this. So maybe do a star or something patriotic. And it doesn't have to be, it could be very simple as well. So it's just kind of fun.
Yeah. Go ahead. We have a star that we use so much on our patriotic quilts, and it's just like a meander and with a star every now and then. And it doesn't compete, like you said, but it just, it gives the design, it leans to that patriotic side. So it really complements it well.
I think it gives when we're talking long arming for sure, I think the texture. Mm-hmm. The texture is what we're kind of looking for. And you don't want to compete with the fabric per se, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So I have one more. I'll have a couple more, but here's another one. Either a star design would do well on, or a baseball. Like I know that there's one, I'm pretty sure it comes with the Pro Stitcher. There's a baseball meander.
Yeah, Mary Beth Grable, MBK. Yeah. The notorious. She's a little notorious.
Yeah. So that's one that I use a lot on little boy quilts, especially because, especially like sometimes you get fabric that you're like, it doesn't really have a design. It's just, it's just all, it has a design in your piecing, but yet your fabrics are all blenders or they're all solids. And so I like to go back and think, what is that person I'm making the quilt for? What do they really like? So for instance, I have a really good friend and she loves dogs. And the first quilt she brought to me to quilt, the fabrics weren't super busy or anything. And she told me, I want the paw print quilting design. And I'm like, really? The paw print? Yeah, because I love dogs. And so that's the quilting design I want. So, there's a lot of designs out there, especially with the computerized quilting that, you just, whether you need a ballerina or you need a specific college design that has the college name in it or something. There's so much out there that you can find something that they love that will complement that fabric that you think is maybe a little boring.
I think the solids and putting something special towards that customer is super important, and finding out that little tidbit. So when you drop off your quilt, make sure you tell the long armer what you kind of want and something a little about you. I really feel like that when we're checking in quilts, it's almost like, I've said this before and I'll probably say it again. I feel like long arming and tattooing are about the same thing, right? Because we're basically tattooing a quilt. But we hear the story, and I feel like it's a therapy session sometimes of hearing about why they made the quilt, who they made the quilt for, and all of the so much fun that we get the excitement of bringing in that quilt and hearing about it. It's just so much fun. And so I just think that's kind of fun to be able to incorporate that in there.
Yeah. I have an app that I like to use when I'm searching for inspiration too. So it is a Riley Blake app, and it's called My Quilts is the name of it. And you can follow other quilters on there and see what they're posting and what their projects are. And then down here, it's my profile. It shows my projects that I'm working on and like the progress of them. So all of these are done, but you could put in all the details of that project, what colors of fabric you were using for that, your inspiration for it, all the way that you put it together. And then you can put like a lot of details in there too. So I really like this app. I think it's a lot of fun. So I have 4 projects in here and 2 are completed. So then when I get this done, you can't see. When I get this done, then I can quilt it. Like that was the pattern that I took it from, but I did it in teals instead of the purples. And then once I quilt it and bind it, then I can put that in there too. So it's kind of a cool way to keep track of the progress of your projects. And then when they're finished, you get a gold star.
Oh, a gold star.
Julie and I love gold stars.
Gold stars.
It's just so cool to see like all of the different projects and stuff that people post on here and where they're at in their progression too. So I'm sure it's on iOS and Android, but it's just called My Quilts. And it's a Riley.
Is it free?
It's a free app. Yep.
Oh, awesome. Yep. That is impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So most fabric companies, most machine companies, I know most quilt shops also have on social media, you have your friend groups. We have Friends of Two Chicks Quilting. Do y'all have a private group? What is it called?
My group is called Bash Buddies.
Cute. I don't have a private one right now. We just have everything on the Quilting Connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our private group, though, lets you guys share with each other. Yes. And so when you have a question, like what would you, if you're not where you can come to Long Arm Club or go to a class or something, you can still share on there and talk to each other. Now, there's some really big groups on social media that I might steer clear from because they do have a lot of, bots or just people in there that are kind of rude and mean. So I kind of steer clear of those. But the ones that are generally run by one of the big companies or a private owned quilt shop, you're not going to have as much of that in there. But those that are just, generic quilting or right. Those have a little bit of a a little bit of sketchiness to them sometimes, but so you don't want to share. But
yeah.
anyway,
I do have one private group for Pro Stitcher. So it's Pro Stitcher Possibilities.
Yes.
So, and then that way people can ask questions and post in there if they've got Pro Stitcher stuff, and same thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
and when you get into that group, make sure the reason we ask a question is so we can keep those bots out, because that's super important to me. I mean, to all of us, to keep those groups for you and not to get. And if you see somebody going crazy, you can report stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure you report stuff so we can take care of that. So we can keep that group for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I constantly have, and it comes in phases. I constantly have those, bots or spammers trying to access our group, but they don't know how to answer the questions. And so it's a really stupid answer. Yeah. And so that's why, we ask simple questions that you should be able to answer, like, what did you make last? Right. Well, you're going to say, I made a pot holder, or I made a table runner for my granddaughter, or whatever. But the robots will answer it. I made this beautiful patchwork design by blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And we're like, nope, you're a bot.
Denied.
So don't get too crazy when you're answering those questions. Just simple answers, and we'll know you're a real person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But those are great groups, I think.
Yeah.
So Julie, yours is again?
Friends of Cute Chicks Quilting.
And then Angie, your group is?
Pro Stitcher Possibilities.
And then ours is Bash Buddies, BASH, because of Fabric Bash Buddies.
Cute.
So we're going to be doing a quilt along actually with Running Dough, quilt top with Oliver top along. And I'm going to really start working on that. 2026 is my year for Bash Buddies to get that re-going and reinvigorated after I opened up this other store.
We do a fun, we do different activities in ours. We've kind of fallen off the wagon the last few months, but we usually do other things like little sew-alongs or special, tutorials in there that we are not going to put just on our regular page. We want it to be for those that really want to, see it and utilize it. So,
yeah. Right. They make a good community, because quilting community is very important. Mm-hmm. And that's where you're going to get inspiration as well, right? We're going to get inspiration from that community that's around you.
Yes. Yeah. One other place that I have for show and tell for finding inspiration is these skill sets. So Handy Quilter's done, I think, 3 of these so far. I think this is the 3rd one. This one's closed, I'm sorry. But there is a 1-yard panel in here for practice. There's a 2-yard panel in here that's a project panel. And then there's a sketchbook, a pencil, and then a ruler designed for that panel. So these are skill sets just to help you get inspiration and learn new skills. And speaking of panels, Miss Cathy, what do you have for us?
Oh, we just got these. I just got these, and Julie and I think I squealed like a 6-year-old little girl at a birthday party the other day.
I heard you in Wisconsin. I'm sure Julie heard you in Texas too.
I was the one going through the brochure, and she was just sewing along on her little mountain papers and wasn't even paying attention to me. And I'm like, Cathy, look at this. Did you see this? And she's like, what? Well, I don't know. Where'd you get that? And I'm like, it's in your bag. So we're going on and on about it. And it was like, I don't know, 10, 12 pages long. And she's like on page 2. And I'm like, all the way to the back. It's on the 8th page. Like, keep going.
And it's this right here of Miss Dignity, because I pass her every time I drive up here, and every time I go home or back and forth between the stores. I don't know if I have a home anymore. And she is a beautiful. These panels are a little bit different. They're not big panels, but they're a little bit different size. So this one of Dignity is 20 by 20. So if I would put this into a quilt or a small wall hanging, what I would do with something like this is think about what's in nature behind Dignity all the time, right? So I would think about wind or all of that swirls, something that would complement the background of her so it wouldn't take away from her herself. And along with that, Miss Miss Angie Dugan, when you came out here for our grand opening, you went to Devil's Tower, which is another thing that just amazed me about this panel set. And Julie, I was like freaking out. We're like, Devil's Tower? Really? Devil's Tower? And I'm picking up all of these for when people are coming through in the summer to have something unique that maybe might not be where you're at. But this is a beautiful picture of Devil's Tower. So this focus on fabrics has a whole bunch of these that they have. A couple have taken pictures and turned them into fabric. So it's awesome and fun. And let's see.
Devil's Tower was really cool. If you get a chance to go there in person, you're just standing at the base of this giant. I can see it from really far away too. And then as you get closer, it just gets bigger and bigger. And you're standing at this base, like, where did this thing come from? And why is it this tall? And when we were there, there was a guy free climbing up Devil's Tower too. So we were watching him the whole time, like, is he going to be okay? Is he going to be okay? And it was really cool.
Free climbing. That means no ropes.
Well, he might have had ropes. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know. Climbing. I'll just say climbing.
Yeah, you're good. Well, of course, I have to get like a buffalo because it's here, right? And they're just so beautiful. But again, something that's going to highlight him and melt to the background.
And I like that those are smaller too, because then you can pick blocks and inspirations to go around the panel too. You're not so limited by this is the whole panel.
Or you could even use those smaller panels in a bag.
Yeah, that would be great. Wouldn't that be awesome? But this one, Mr. Fish, I would put water for sure. Splashy water. He's pretty awesome. My last one. Your last one.
Hee-haw.
I mean, they're so awesome, and they're so like we were all like getting excited about these panels because one of them had poppies. So one of our stores, our friend Michelle from Poppy Quilt and Sew, we're like, oh, look at this. And then there's dancers and there's just some beautiful, unique panels. It's nice to see something single that people can get and then add fabric to it and make a great inspiration and a great memory, like, or a bag or something.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's the small things that get you the inspirations, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you guys do when you get stuck though on a quilt? Like you're supposed to long arm it. What do you guys get? What do you guys do? Or what do you do to help you get over that little
loop the loop?
If you guys don't know that joke, you need to go back and watch the video while we were at Julie's in Texas and we filmed how would you quilt this, and there's a ton of quilts laying on the table and we kept messing with Julie. Loop the loop, is that what you want? Loop the loop.
My favorite. It's easy and it's fast.
It is. I love it.
So we all have those go-tos. I have a go-to as well. We all have those go-tos. But this is what I tell customers when they don't know what they want to put up on the quilt, even if they bring it into us and they still don't know. Sometimes I say, well, maybe if you take it home for a little bit and put it up on a wall and you walk by it every day. You don't stare at it. You don't sit there and dissect it like you're in class, but you walk by it. So it's in your peripheral and your quilt will talk to you. And I would say that would go for piecing as well, of inspirations and colors.
There's one quilt. Sorry, Julie. There was one quilt where a teacher had told my mom that too, that the quilts will talk to you. And she's like, I'm listening. I'm listening. You're not telling me what you want. And I thought that was so funny.
So sometimes you see a fabric when you're trying to think how, I want to make a quilt, but I don't just want to follow a pattern. I want to, I want something special that I've come up with, or, and sometimes you have like an inspiration fabric. So this has a bunch of diamonds in it.
Yes.
And some beautiful just colors that go together. So you could use that as inspiration to choose your colors for the quilt. Also, maybe you piece together a diamond design, something similar to what, you see it behind me. So, and then when I pick the quilting for this, I would be very careful that I wouldn't pick, I call it plaid, and I'm not sure the exact name of it, but it is a diamond design that kind of makes a square and another square kind of behind it. I wouldn't put that on this fabric because you don't know where those lines are going to hit, and they're going to be like this. And that just takes away from it for me. So I would do loop the loop.
That's what I was going to say. Loop to loop. I do the opposite.
But if you like that shape and you like those diamond shapes, then you would need to use rulers. Rulers would be the best way to.
Yes, you could absolutely. This would be a great fabric to practice with rulers on, because the lines are so good that you could, follow that with a ruler and just quilt that exact design out.
Yeah.
Or with some computer systems, you can do point to point.
Yep.
Yes. And I actually did the mini Starstorm, and I quilted that right before Christmas, just in time to enter it at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. So if anybody's in the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo area and you're going to see the quilts, look for my quilt. Hopefully it makes the cut and it's displayed. But I custom quilted that, and I don't do a lot of custom quilting, but I did everything on Pro Stitcher because I am not confident enough to do free motion on it. And so I used record in the Pro Stitcher to just record my ditches. And then I let it stitch out, whatever it could in that throat space with record. So it might have got out of the ditch here and there, but it's okay.
Yeah.
They'll never see that.
That's all kinds of fun stuff, I think. There's more and more. This won't even begin to touch the surface of where you can find your inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to just scroll. I'm a doom scroller. So I will, when I need to just walk away from a project for a minute, doom scroll for a minute. But a lot of the times I'll try, like my feed is full of a lot of things quilting. So it inspires me as I'm doom scrolling, like, oh, I should probably go back and finish that. So I don't know. I find inspiration a lot. I'm such a video quilter. I don't like following paper patterns, like piecing patterns that are printed. I don't know. I haven't taken the time to master that. So I would much rather have a video of someone showing me how am I going to piece this block and what do I need to do? Because then I can pause it and I can visually see it. That's also probably a lot of my dyslexia too. That it'll say cut to this and I cut it wrong. So confession time.
It's all good. We all have that. I found out, okay, confession. Down at Symposium, I cannot sew in a group. I'm going to just tell you, I cannot sew in a group. I guess I get distracted. I was so proud of myself, and I hold up my block, and I finished. And right there, Miss Julie goes, I think you got the middle block wrong.
What's wrong with this picture?
I know. It's okay. Nobody else said anything, but Miss Julie told me it was fine. It was perfect. But
everybody else was like, "Oh, and then I felt bad because everybody else was like, "Oh, that's so pretty," and I'm like, "It's not."
No, that's a real friend. The real friend will be like, "Come here, lady."
Which is fine because I'm so glad that happened. So when I came home, I don't show that. You know what I mean? But still, I just found out I get. In that room specifically, I get a little bit too distracted, and
there's 55 plus of us, right? Like there's 55 shops, and a couple have. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people
in one room.
It's fine. It's just I just also get very easily distracted, and I rabbit hole between so much. So it is just totally just this person right here that needs to focus in. So find your distractions, and find your inspiration. Maybe it's not in a room full of like a retreat, but maybe somewhere quiet.
Yeah.
Any other inspiration ideas that you guys want to talk about?
I can't think of any just right this minute, but I do know if you're wanting to play with rulers, keep the packages they came in if you're buying handy quilter rulers, because there's lots of inspiration on those packages on their website.
YouTube. There's a video for each ruler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So that's with rulers, with free motion, and with Pro Stitcher. Handy Quilter has a ton of education out there, so you can always find something to inspire you. If you just want to make a project and you're looking for something fun to make for Halloween, go check out the YouTube channel, because the education team at Handy Quilter puts out some really cool projects that I'm always like, I would have never thought to do that on a long arm, but it's really fun. So yeah, there's a lot of different places to go and check out. And of course, follow us, share us with your friends.
Yeah.
And we are always here to inspire you and help you in any way that we can. So be sure to leave your questions or your things you want us to talk about in the comments.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate or listening. We appreciate you very much. And again, when some of those, we have this both video and on Spotify where you can just listen. So maybe you can go back and watch and see some of the stuff that we talked about and showed.
Yeah. And share your inspiration too. We'd love to hear what inspires you as well. So
because we learn from you guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We appreciate you all.
Take care, guys.
Thank you so much.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Quilting Central podcast. We've had an amazing time today sharing today's quilting stories, tips, and ideas with you.
Absolutely. Whether you're stitching your first quilt or your 50th, we're so glad to have you as part of this wonderful quilting community.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed today's chat, we'd love it if you could leave us a review or share the podcast with a fellow quilter.
You can also find us on social media for more quilting inspiration, updates, and even behind the scenes fun.
And remember to send your quilting questions or stories our way. We love hearing from you. You might even be featured in a future episode.
Until next time, keep stitching, keep creating, and keep spreading the love of one quilt at a time. Bye for now.
Happy quilting!
Happy quilting!
Happy quilting!